This video is just to show you how to categorize a numerical variable. So in this example, I have three categories: younger adults, middle-aged adults, and older adults. Check your own instructions to see how many how many categories you are going to need and what ranges you're going to have. So I actually went to our textbook to the section working with data. So we actually covered this early in the semester. It was in the pragmatic matters section, or transformations. So I'm going to click on that. And then I have this other menu. I'm going to go into transforming because that sounds, promising. Interesting. So here it is, collapsing a variable into a smaller number of discrete levels or categories. So it's a numerical variable and then has the age ranges. So that's very similar to what we want. I actually tried a different way that I personally think it's faster. So here I have like an example data set with a continuous variable, age. And I'm going to go into data. I'm going to click in transform. It already recoded, let's say age group. I think that's what I said to call it. Three categories. I'm going to go into create a new transform, and notice it already created the column next to the one that I'm transforming. If you had click at the end of the spreadsheet, it might create the column there. So just make sure you know what you're clicking, what you're pointing at. I'm going to go into create new transform. So I'm going to click here where it says add recode conditions. So I have the ifs. So I actually tried this with starting with the younger category, which is 18, and it didn't work. Let's see, 18, and then I'm going to call them younger adults. The problem here is that it makes everyone a younger adult. However, and if I actually add another recode conditions, let's say greater than, let me check what we said, greater than 45, it's not going to override that condition, and we call that older adults. So if I add another recode condition, let's say greater than, I believe it's 45, whatever range I gave you, middle-aged adults, this is not nice. So it's still, everyone is being considered a younger adult because it just doesn't override the previous condition. So what we can do to not use the giant code from the textbook and to make this faster is we start backwards. We start with the older category, which is 65, and I think this one is older, the olders, the oldies, older adults. Then we can pick 45, that's okay. I'm gonna hit enter. And you see how it did do, like 49, sorry, should be middle age. That seems reasonable. 67 is going to be older adult. So I think it's working. I'm going to go back into my transform. I'm going to click here on the little edit button, and I'm just going to add the last condition. Add a recode condition. So if it's greater than 18, I'm going to call those younger adults. To be honest, I actually did not have to add that condition. I could have just done the else, use younger adults. Let's actually delete that one, see what happens. Younger adults. I'm gonna add a little X so I can see that it actually did the newer one. Yeah, so it did work. That's another way of doing it. Either way is fine. If you actually want to try the one from the textbook and it works for you, that's good. Oh, let's check that it's working. I'm going to go to variables, analysis, exploration, descriptives, and I'm just going to run descriptives on my variables. So your data set might have a different N, it might have other categories. It really varies by semester. So just check that you have all your categories and there's no categories missing or something like that.